We're just having a look round the garden again on Sunday morning, and as you can see the shallots have been moved now, and in their place by the garage we've got a lot of onion plants that are designed for the plant sale at Hyde Hall in April. So we've now come into the lean-to greenhouse, and you can see there's the geraniums, begonias, cucurbits and tomato plants that you saw last week, just how they've come on in a week. And the main reason we're in the greenhouse really is because it's time to sow our first lot of runner beans. So as I say, we're in the lean-to greenhouse today mainly to sow the first lot of runner beans. These beans are sown mostly for seed. So I've got the 12-hole cell trays all ready, and you just take the bean and put it with its eye side down and just push it gently into the top of the compost. So once all the beans are sown in the cells, then they just have a light covering of compost over the top of them. It's just a little bit over the top. That's the same for all of them. We're just in the little greenhouse now, seeing how the carrots are doing. As you can see, there's quite a nice harvest of chickweed coming up, but there are just a few carrots starting to come and emerge out of the vermiculite. Just a couple here and there. Michelle did ask last week when we'd posted this information or the walk round our garden last weekend about the collars on the carrots, and they are literally just collars. It's not a tube buried in the ground, just these collars this size just sat on top, and then later on they'll be filled with some compost or something once the carrots start emerging, if any of them happen to start showing their shoulders, just to stop them going green. We're in the polytunnel now, which, because the potatoes have been moved out, obviously there's a bit of room, and the tough ball onions have been put in here from the big greenhouse now, so there's a bit more room around them. As you can see, they're growing quite well and bulbing up a bit, growing in these pots that we're trying this year. The polytunnel's got the doors open both ends because we are having some very warm weather really for this time of year. Alongside the polytunnel we've got all the shallots now, so we had just a few of the pots pickling shallots here last weekend, but all the rest have been moved down from beside the garage now, and they'll stay here till they're harvested. As we come into the vegetable patch now, you'll see there's a few more bits gone in this week. First of all, here we've got the broad beans. These were express. So as we come down now next to the shallots that you saw that were out last week, we've got some little gem lettuces, some beetroot and some Paris Market Atlas carrots. This is just so that we get some early vegetables, but obviously because of the time of year they're under clotches to protect them from the frost, should we get any. Now we're down by the 4 rows of what we call early potatoes, purple-eyed seedling, Amore, Kestrel and Winston. Last weekend obviously they were still in the polytunnel where they'd been since they were sown on the 14th of March. Now we've put them out in the garden and again covered them with clotches just in case we get a late frost. There's just some small leaves poking out in each bag, as you can probably see. Most of them are showing now, so we wouldn't want those to get touched by frost should we have any.